most desperate hour. Unless we make a stand, here and now, we gonna die. Now. Roll for initiative!
After swashbuckling with pirates, blowing things up with Mr. Torg, and going on safari with Sir Hammerlock, Borderlands 2 wraps up its DLC campaigns with the jab at fantasy role-playing and Tiny Tina's assault on Dragon Keep. Does Tina's turn at Dungeon Master make for an epic quest, or is it a critical fail?
Now, pick your characters. You got the Necromancer, the Commando, the Siren.
Siren. Dibs. My Siren's name is Brick, and she is the prettiest.
A tale within a tale, the entirety of this adventure takes place within the imagination of Tina and the gang as they play a tabletop RPG where you essentially function as a game piece. As such, you'll see the world change around you as Lilith complains that an invulnerable dragon shouldn't be the first enemy, or the group decides that the forest needs to be creepier. Mr. Torg crashes the party, giving out objectives that don't jive with the rest of the group, and Brick would rather punch key NPCs than talk to them. The line between you and the players around the board is regularly crossed, and some chests even have literal dice rolls to determine what sort of loot you're going to acquire.
Welcome! I am the great Spatula Khan, destroyer of men and the pleaser of the taste buds.
The episode often feels like a string of non-stop parodies, poking fun at popular fantasy franchises including Zelda, Lord of the Rings, Skyrim, and so much more. Side quests take the most advantage of these references, as one task has you lighting bonfires and gathering souls, while another has you shaming a group of elite players spawn camping on a boss you need to defeat.
Idea! If you make those other players rage quit, you can just kill the monster yourself!
As you scour forests, mines, and dungeons in search of the village's lost queen, you'll face off against an entirely new roster of enemies befitting the theme, including skeletons, knights, orcs, treants, dwarves, and dragons. There's a fair amount of diversity within most of these groups, so you'll need to keep on your toes to learn all of their behaviors and resistances. You'll quickly grow to hate archers of any kind, and orc warlords can level up far beyond your range, making them near impossible to topple. However, while the episode is certainly challenging, there's nothing quite as vexing as the witch doctors from the previous episode, and you'll gain some tricks of your own as you swap your grenades for super effective magic missiles, which cover enemies in a thick layer of slag.
Magic missile!
Since players may have easily maxed out their characters in previous DLC episodes, it would be natural to expect the level cap to be raised within this final campaign. However, rather than raising the ceiling for every player, Gearbox attached a $5 fee when they released the update in April. While more skills may be tempting, it's not worth it unless you plan to continue replaying Borderlands 2. The new levels require so much experience that you'll be lucky to level up even once during Tiny Tina's story.
That ain't armor. Have you seen me? That little scrap wouldn't cover half a tit. Besides, it ain't like the bad guys are only gonna aim for my saucy bits.
Lack of character progression aside, this is a substantial chunk of DLC, lasting 12 to 15 hours, and including some great payoffs at the end. You'll find tantalizing mysteries to explore along the way, and a few more side quests unlock after the main quest. Assault on Dragon Keep is the funniest and most expansive bit of post-launch content for Borderlands 2. Fantasy nerds, this one's for you.
I shall repeat the riddle. I am everyone and no one.
Brick, don't slam your dice onto the board. You broke Tina's figurine.
Whoops.
You won. Yay.